Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another Versus video Deck Tech. I am BBD, joined again by
CVM,
and we are going to be battling with actual real cons cards this time. No more proxies.
it's magic.
It is the real deal. So let's go ahead and dive into this deck. I'm going to be battling with a few changes, but mostly Shaheen Soorani's Sultai control deck. Easy to say bug, but it is Sultai. So let's go ahead and dive in to see what Shaheen has for us here. So,
Don't you mean let's delve in?
ooh. Well, the only reason we're delving in is because I cut 2 cards and added 2 dig through times.
Yeah, the card's real good.
Yeah, otherwise there are no delve cards. So, so there's 4 Caryatid, 4 Courser. Pretty standard for a deck like this. Just provide us with some acceleration and some like lasting power, basically, as the game goes along, and a couple prognostic sphinxes as well. This was like the dominant threat in block constructed for control strategies. I would be surprised if it doesn't see much play in standard. I mean, it's just a powerful card.
Yeah, it's definitely worse in standard than it was in block, being as there was like actually nothing that could kill it in block.
Now there is,
but
Crackling Doom.
But in standard, there's like Crackling Doom and Hostilities. Windstorm is like even a card. So it's not going to be as big of a powerhouse here as it was in block, but the card's still pretty darn good.
Yep. And then we have a suite of Planeswalkers. So there were 3 Ashioks. I dropped it down to 2. I found that Ashiok is like a 10 or a 2. You know, if you play it on turn 3 on the play, it's a 10. Your opponent's probably going to lose.
Yeah.
If you play it on turn 5 on the draw, it's a 2. Like, it might just brick the first turn and do nothing. So
yeah.
It's not a card I want too many copies of. And then we have a couple Curas, a couple of Nissas, and a Garruk Apex Predator. And I really like Garruk a lot. A lot of games have gone long in this format, especially with all its removal. But a lot of times what happens is the game goes long and you still lose anyway, even if you have control of the game. So having a card like Garruk to take it over is great. Same with Nissa. I almost kind of feel like this deck wants a 3rd Nissa, maybe even. The card's just really good. And then Kiora, we haven't seen that much of Kiora, but I think having a couple copies is pretty sweet to just kind of draw you through your deck a little bit faster. I don't think the +1's actually that relevant or the ultimate anymore. It seems like it's much harder to achieve those, but just being able to filter through your deck a little bit faster is actually really strong.
Yeah.
And then we have our removal suite of Downfall, Bioblade, and Sultai Charm. I like this suite a lot. It gives us a lot of options, a lot of ways to kill problematic permanents. So yeah, just very versatile here, and I really like that we have access to all 3 of these in Bug. A lot of the other colors don't have as good removal spells, so
yeah.
It's nice to have, especially Sultai Charm and Downfall, to both kill Dragon. Or Pelucranos, or things of that nature.
Yep.
And then I did add in 2 Dig Through Time, so I cut the 3rd Sphinx and the 3rd Ashiok, because Dig Through Time has been one of the best cards for us in the testing that we've done. Card is extremely powerful, oftentimes costs 2 mana to give you the 2 best cards out of your top 7, and it's very hard to win when your opponent's starting to cast Dig Through Times, and it's very easy to cast them for cheap. We have 4 fetch lands. We have Thoughtseizes. Our planeswalkers and creatures are gonna die. We're gonna kill our opponent's things.
Yeah.
I Dig Through Time on turn 5 or 6 is probably gonna be 2 mana. So I really like this card a lot. I've found that a lot of the blue decks really aren't that powerful, but Dig Through Time is. So if you can build the best Dig Through Time shell, I think you have a really good deck.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is basically the main deck for this bug deck. We have a lot of basic lands. I'm not sure that that's best. I like the fact that we don't have that many come into play tap lands. 12 seems like an excessive amount. I might want to even try to find a way to trim it down to just 8 and play some pain lands maybe. Llanowar Waste or Yavimaya Coast, just to help out a bit. But I do like not having to take a lot of damage from our lands too. But I could definitely foresee us with situations where we have Bioblight and our mana base is Forest Island or something. So
Let's hope.
yeah, let's hope not, actually. But yeah, this is the main deck for the Sultai control deck. Let's go ahead and look at the sideboard. All right, so Shaheen did not provide a sideboard, so I had to build my own.
Improvise.
Yep. I went off of a couple of, like, I saw him post on Twitter a few things, so I copied those. But so he had like Drown in Sorrow, Farika's Cure, and Nihilist Disciple, which I like. There are probably going to be a lot of aggressive decks early in the format, and you want this color combination doesn't have a lot of ways to gain life, so you want things like Disciple and Farika's Cure to bring you back against the red decks.
Oh, how we miss Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah, old Scoozy. And then, so to round out the rest of it, we have a Murderous Cut, which there probably should be like 3 Murderous Cuts in the 75 because that card is so good. And we're not really using our graveyard for anything else. We have 2 dig through times, but even I found that even a couple of dig through times and 1 murderous cut's like not going to tax your graveyard. You can afford to play more than that.
Yeah, I mean you can still just pay 5 mana to kill a creature.
Yeah, you can still pay 5 to kill a creature. You can still pay like 6 to dig through time if you have extra mana. I mean,
sure.
And then we have a Read the Bones and a Liliana and some counter spells to really help us in some of the more mid-rangey and control-ish matchups, such as the one that we're playing today. So I anticipate that I will be bringing in, at least these 6 cards against CBM to try to Disdainful Stroke, negate, and Liliana Vest him out of the game.
Seems like a good plan.
Yep, I like that plan a lot. So this is my deck tech. We will be back with CVMs right down below.